So my name's Gary Connett. I'm one of the paediatric respiratory consultants working here in Southampton, and I see a number of children with chronic lung diseases, cystic fibrosis and severe asthma being the most common ones. And many of these children, virtually all of these children, go on to have long-term care in adult services. So one of the bits of feedback that we've had from the adult colleagues historically is that despite what we seem to be our best efforts to explain about the conditions our children have to them, they often don't have good knowledge about it when it comes to them meeting the adult clinicians. And it's been fed back that actually their knowledge base is often quite poor. So what Ready Steady Go has done for us is given us a framework where we can address that need for patients, and it allows us to revisit the issues that we think are important for them to understand about their condition over again in successive clinic visits. And we do this in bite-sized portions. We can cover the whole range of the topics which need to be addressed and which are nicely summarised for us in the documents. Does this take more time in relation to seeing our patients? Well, I think it's time well spent and well invested, and it does actually work nicely alongside the consultation to make sure that we're actually doing the whole care for the patient to understand the wider aspects of what their care needs are and make sure that they understand those things going forward. So over time we've found that Ready Steady Go has become more entrenched and well embedded within our service. It's become something that doesn't really necessarily impact upon us in an adverse way. It actually supports and helps us with the transition process and supporting our patients. The Patients' Voices video, as being part of what's available in clinic, has been enormously helpful. Have been our nursing support who've helped us to work with patients and help to identify those areas in particular where increased support, education and information is needed, which we can then provide as consultants. So has the introduction of Ready Steady Go changed our practice? Well, it has in some ways, yes. It's made us more focused on the young person more than the family. It's made us more aware of the need for preparedness for those young people. It's made us see our patients more on a one-to-one basis in a more structured way, with an expectation that that will happen without having the families in the room for the entire consultation. And it's also, I think, changed the way we communicate and try to work with our children to empower them to take more responsibility for their illness. In our correspondence, we've always sent our letters to our families of children we've seen in outpatients, but now I tend to write to the young person themselves, having had that consultation with them as being the primary focus of the clinic visit. I think Ready Steady Go has given the young people more of a patient voice. It's interesting how they've become more aware of their expectations of care, and also in some ways more demanding of better quality care, which is interesting and probably not a bad thing, in that it's actually trying to drive up standards through their own representation for their own interests. It's interesting that Ready Steady Go, I think, has empowered patients more. It's given them more of a voice and more involvement in their own care. I think it's helped drive agendas such as no decision about me without me in a very positive way.